or you're winning and you decide to slow down, there's usually because there's something coming ahead that you don't want to deal with. There's a curve coming up and your car does well straight, but you don't know how to corner. You can't drift. You can't do something. Well, the way I used to think back then, I'll wait. I figured out all analysis paralysis instead of speed into the corner. Learn, figure out, and one of the best things, one of my best friends, and he'll tell you, one of the best things I ever learned is to admit I don't know shit. One of the best things I ever learned through therapy is to admit I don't know a damn thing. You're good at this. I don't know how to do it. Teach me. Best practices. And trying and failing. See, a powerful man understands it's a long-term game. And it's not, you don't worry about failing in front of people who don't necessarily matter to your in-term success. Yeah, you fall. People don't laugh. Think about when I was a young boy and I played the cornet. Fourth grade cornet. It was hell on my family and my neighbors. I sounded horrible. But when I went from cornet to second chair, third chair cornet, second chair cornet, first chair cornet, then I graduated to trumpet. But I had to go back to third chair trumpet instead of first chair cornet. Yeah. Second chair trumpet, first chair trumpet, drum major, jazz band. There was a time about 6 years later where my neighbors would come outside, pour a glass of wine, smoke their cigarettes, and wait to hear me play Dizzy Gillespie, Miles Davis, Herb Alpert. Just something. You have to have the patience to go through the pain. So a lot of us don't want to deal with the pain because we didn't learn how to deal with pain. This is where daddy not being there fucks up so many of us because we got all this testosterone and we don't know how to deal with pain in a masculine way, so we end up bitching out. We end up dealing with pain in a feminine way because we was raised by our mamas. There's no shot at the mothers. But mothers cannot raise sons effectively to deal with male emotions. Emotions and testosterone are fucking dangerous. I was talking to a friend of mine who's a psychiatrist, and I was like, anyway. Pain. Pain has a purpose. But incorrectly channeled through the feminine emotions in a masculine frame leads to chaos and destruction. Because all it takes is that. One bad decision, one wrong move, one wrong step. And you can have life-altering choices. This is why training is so important. Discipline is so important. Power is not a boy's game. It's a man's pursuit. Power in all things. Power at all times. The game of power is something that men worldwide approve. We understand, and black men in particular, this is what we must start doing. Our women are in power. Understand something. Power only accedes to a demand. You want power? Power must be taken. It's not given. Our first thing in our community is we can talk about the bonnets and the slippers and all this other stuff until we actually are working together and take the power position in our own community. No other race of men has to take us seriously. So yeah, while we sit around and talk about Big Shirley and all this other stuff, yeah. One way to actually combat this stuff is become the group of men we need to be, and we determine what's acceptable for them, and then they have a choice. If they want to be on our plan, if they want to be on the winning team, they want to be where this is, they gotta decide to do what? Drop the weight, check the attitude, put the bonnet up, all the stuff we've been asking. Get power, then you can start making demands. I don't expect black women to give us anything. They shouldn't. We have to take it. Because if every other group of men has to fight for power. You have to fight for power amongst them. Well, how are we going to fight on both sides? We got to fight for all women in the world? Yes. Now what? What you want me to tell you? No. Cry me a river. Fuck you. There's no crying in baseball. Oh man, that's fucked up, man. The Monahan report and the civil rights movement. Yep, you right. You know me. I'm on your side, but I ain't never been nobody to tell me to get to the back of the bus. I've never really feared a lynching. I mean, come on, man. I am the number one advocate, but I'm more of an advocate for men taking power. And the first thing you must master is yourself. If you cannot master you, you can call yourself a high value man, an alpha male, a select guy. You can call yourself Rumpelstiltskin, is all I care, but you can't lead nobody if they don't choose to follow you. You can pound your chest and say you alpha, 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 alpha. But if they're not following you, what are you gonna do? Sign language them? Oh, you should follow me because I'm an alpha. Look at how strong I am. Look at how deep my voice is. Look at my beard. Look at my tattoos. Look at this. Look at that. No. No. Alphas don't have to walk around saying I'm alpha. Grandfather with a fourth grade education. You've all heard this before. If you gotta say I'm a man in my own house, you've already lost. You gotta go ahead and tell people you're an alpha. Huh? What? Power. 3 male archetypes. I'm opening up a call line. 3 male archetypes. And this is where I'm about to really go into the black male community. Stop being stupid. 3 male archetypes. Refined, rakish, and rogue. Refined. I fall into the refined category. Much more of a sophisticated gentleman. Martinis, that kind of stuff. Don Draper, Mad Men, that's a refined kind of style personality. Rakish. Think of Johnny Depp. Think of actually Tony Stark in Iron Man. Robert Downey's Tony Stark. He's much more of the rake. And then the rogue. The rogue. Think Han Solo, Harrison Ford. Much more of a swashbuckling personality. Refined, rakish, and rogue. I've talked about this. And the more direct translation to the black community will be the pretty boy, the bad boy, and the roughneck. The pretty boy, the bad boy, and the roughneck. Problem is, in our community, we have made it to where only one only one personality is considered to be above all the others. We've made it to where the rogue, uh, um, the roughneck, we made it to where the roughneck is the only thing we'll accept. Because see, the bad boy can still have a suit on. The rogue doesn't wear a suit. We made it to where we have one-dimensional masculinity in the black community. This is why people continue to call a man like myself gay. When in every other community, I'm just called a producer. The concept of calling a man gay because he actually cares about his appearance, is learned, and does the work day in and day out, we minimize it because you've been told that the only masculinity that's valid is the roughneck. And this is I'm gonna say in Generation X, this is where we dropped the ball. We seeded the ground to gangster rap and hip hop. We went to college and X-Clan and Public Enemy were in. And we seeded the ground to this gangster rap hip hop, the thugification of black America, to where you got to be street or hood to be a man. Except that don't run no business. That doesn't run any businesses. The rogues of any group doesn't build like the bad boy, the pretty boy. The rogue of any group does not build like the refined and the rake. Now, why is every other group, they don't fight between those three? But in our group, it's constant infighting because we got this only one can be right. Some people call it the Highlander or the Jesus thing. All I'm saying, and if you as a black man cannot get over this bullshit, if you're not alpha unless you're a roughneck, get out of here. Get out of here. Because one of the main things we do with ourselves is we limit ourselves by our own image. Just Google search black man. Just Google search black man. See what pops up. Then Google search white man. Google search Chinese man, Mexican man, Pakistani man. Just Google and see what images pop up. Now the funny thing is, back in the 50s and 60s, we embraced all three. We had the rogue, the rake, and the refined. We had the pretty boy, the bad boy, and the roughneck. We had all of those. But when you allow somebody to take away things, and we define ourselves by one thing, they are limiting your power options. That means you can only one run play. And all they gotta do is shut that play down. The NFL used to be a running league for the longest, until people start learning how to pass and run, and then throw passes to backs coming to running backs are coming out of the backfield. Now the NFL, we went from a running league to the West Coast offense changed the game. So gentlemen, I don't care if 80% of us are born out of wedlock. I don't care about institutionalized this or whatever. Every group has its challenges. Prejudice is a human condition. Some sort of ism is a human condition. The trick is to make yourself powerful enough to where it doesn't affect you. In this country, it starts first you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the women. And I've already said it in this country, but for us it has to start here and here. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe it still is all the women. And, I can hear it already. It don't matter what we do, the women are still gonna be out of control. Okay. But I would tell you this way: I would rather be on this side fighting that battle than broke. I'd rather be on this side fighting that battle than in a position of powerlessness. I would rather be on this side and on a trying something different instead of just throwing your hands up and saying, well, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us. Everything that's ever been done has been bigger than any one man.